So you just hit submit on that job application, even after re-inputting your resume, even though you totally uploaded it. So now there's nothing left to do but wait for an invitation for an interview. Aren't you forgetting something? What? In this video, we're going to cover how to connect with and message recruiters on LinkedIn after applying for a job. Emphasis on LinkedIn, emphasis on after. I'm Kamara, Toffolo, resume writer, LinkedIn consultant, job search strategist, and LinkedIn top voice who helps established professionals dare to do work differently and land great fitting gigs. I post new job search videos every week, and my videos will equip you with some of the most valuable information to make your job search easier, because job searching shouldn't be this hard. In a previous video, we walked through how to find recruiters on LinkedIn, the right recruiters. And if you haven't watched the video, I've linked it in the description below. So once you've tracked down the right recruiter, or at least a handful of right recruiters, that is when the messaging magic can happen. But why do we want to message recruiters? Why on LinkedIn? And why after we've applied to a job? We want to message recruiters for a few reasons. First and foremost is to start building a relationship or to warm an existing one. We know that networking is critical to a successful job search. So here you go. This is networking in action. Also, it emphasizes our interest in a job. And recruiters love to talk to people who actually want the job that they're recruiting for. Why do we want to use LinkedIn for our messaging? Honestly, it's because it's one of the easiest methods. You could use an email tool to try and track down a recruiter's email address, but these tools aren't always accurate, and your email could be stopped at the spam filter and so on. By messaging through LinkedIn, we increase our chances of our message actually getting in front of the recruiter. And we make it really easy for the recruiter to check us out. With one click, they can head over to our LinkedIn profile. Connecting with recruiters and messaging them on LinkedIn is also a great way to stay on top of recruiters' content and LinkedIn activity and engage with them further. And why do we want to do this all after we apply for a job? It's to be as efficient as possible. When there is an open opportunity, a recruiter is going to ask you to apply for a job before they can do anything else. They need a file on you so they can actually action it. So proactively apply. You're going to be sent there anyway. So the first step in the connecting and messaging process is to actually connect with the recruiter. Now, if you've already connected with them, you can go ahead and just send a message. But even if you have LinkedIn Premium, I would still recommend connecting with the recruiter before you message them. Save your in-mail, but more importantly, you can further engage with the recruiter once you are connected with them. So with sending a connection request, we can either just send a connection request or we can actually customize the message that goes along with it. After speaking with a number of recruiters, by and large, I've confirmed that a customized connection request message is appreciated. It gives the recruiter some insight and assurance to your intent of connecting, and that you're not going to propose marriage to them, or worse, pitch them your MLM. When we're writing a customized connection request message to a recruiter, we want to make sure that it contains a few very critical elements. First, we want to make sure there's a salutation. This seems like a no-brainer, but it's really important to make sure that you're addressing the recruiter by name. Then, right out of the gate, it contains the essence of being a customized message, and that it is meant for that recruiter and not something that you've blasted to a bunch of different people. Another element that you'll want to include in your customized connection request is an indication that you have already applied to the job in question. I learned this one from Amy Miller, who I featured in the video on finding the right recruiter on LinkedIn. By indicating that you've already applied to the job. This tells the recruiter that they won't have to send you back to their careers site, saving them the extra effort of telling you to take that first step. Next, we want to have a little bit of a teaser. We don't have much room in the connection request message. At the time of recording, we only have 300 characters available to us. So we really need to be brief. Instead of trying to treat the customized connection request message like a mini cover letter, as I see many people do, highlight one really sexy aspect of your career that will really pique the interest of the recruiter and entice them to click the accept button like it's hot. And finally, we want to close the message with something that's forward-looking. Something like, "I look forward to chatting," will suffice. So let's see this message in action. In the video on finding the right recruiters on LinkedIn. I tracked down Amy Miller's profile as the right recruiter to reach out to after I applied to the Senior Mechanical Engineer in Spacecraft Design role at Amazon's Project Kuiper. So my message to Amy might read something like this. Hi Amy, I just applied to the Project Kuiper Senior Mechanical Engineer in Spacecraft Design role. I'd love to discuss the role with you and share the insights that I can bring to Project Kuiper from my work in several SpaceX launches. I look forward to chatting. Kamara. So, not to be cocky, but I'm pretty damn confident that Amy will accept my connection request. So then what? After she accepts it, do I just wait for her to respond to my connection request message? No, I'm going to pop right back into Amy's in-mail inbox with a beefier message, one that gives her more info about me. So what would this follow-up message after your connection request has been accepted sound like? I'm going to hit you with my formula, so get ready. As before, we don't want to forego the salutation. Next, we do want to thank the recruiter for accepting our connection request. Gratitude always goes a long way. After that, include a line about why you applied to the job that you applied to, and that you've also attached your resume to the message. And of course, make sure that you do attach it. After that line, follow up with a few key points that emphasize your qualifications for the job to which you applied, highlighting key strengths and skills. Include a call to action at the end of the message that requests a time to chat with the recruiter, and of course, sign the message with your name. But after that, and this is another thing that I learned from Amy Miller, you'll want to include a PS line. And in that PS line, you're giving the recruiter permission to pass your resume and message along to, say, one of their colleagues if they're the person that you should be reaching out to instead. So let's see this one in action. Hi, Amy. Thanks for accepting my connection request. I'm impressed by Project Kuiper's mission to make broadband connectivity more accessible worldwide. And this is a mission that I'd like to help drive forward. Though I've applied directly to the Project Kuiper Senior Mechanical Engineer in Spacecraft Design role on the Amazon careers site, I've also attached my resume here for convenience, and I'd just like to point out a few highlights. I have over 10 years of experience in aerospace engineering, starting with NASA and then more recently working for SpaceX. I was a key contributor to the recent SpaceX rideshare program launch, which launched 143 satellites in January 2021. And over the course of my career, I'm frequently turned to as the resident CAD expert, and I've mentored and trained several colleagues on the platform. I'd love to schedule a time to discuss the value that I can bring to this role, and I look forward to speaking with you. Warmest regards, Kamara. P.S. If I should be reaching out to one of your colleagues, please do feel free to pass my resume and info along. Much appreciated. When it comes to our job search, just like with anything in life, we control what we can control. And what we control is how we initiate engagement with professionals in the hiring process, namely recruiters. There's no need to sit on your hands and wait for a response after you click submit on your job applications. Track down the right recruiter or right recruiters, reach out and build relationships. And here's my cue for you. Do you reach out to recruiters regularly? What do you include in your messages? Tell me in the comments below. As you know, I make a lot of videos, but I also make free guides to help you in your job search. If you'd like to get my free cover letter guide and checklist or my free post-interview thank you messages guide and templates, you can download them by signing up for them. The links are in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, please do give it a like. It helps me help more people. Consider sharing it with a friend. And if you'd like to see more of this face in your feed, make sure to click on that face over there to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.